Okay, so I'm in the middle of a story here, so I thought I'd get you guys caught up to speed on what's going on here. So this is in infinity here, or infinite. Um, he says diagnosed with schizophrenia at 14 for carving the words "look inside" with a box cutter into your chest. Why those words? Look inside. So, look inside is a representation of the 8 parallel universes existing in our spinal cords in one single atom in the ventral root nerve. So, look inside means like a Wi-Fi signal or on my cell phone signal here. It can, the cell phone waves will pass through my body like that, and along the way, that single atom, in theory, could pick up that the wave of my telephone signal when I'm watching YouTube as it's being downloaded. It could pass through the body and hit that one single atom in the heart, where the energy then enters the atom as electricity, and then carries on into the quark, or it goes into the soul particle, and when it reaches the universe, because there's 3 universes there, it'll touch the universe where in theory it can be picked up by advanced civilizations who are probably searching airwaves for some sign that the creators were reincarnated on some distant planet somewhere. So when you connect that with ET phone home, that means ET home phone. When you hear it's an ET home phone, it means that my home, the elemental universe, I'm able to send this signal from this phone to them in hopes of them picking it up somehow, somewhere. So that's what ET home phone means, or ET phone home. However, there could be a little bit more work involved in creating the technology to send that signal over there. That's what contact is about. Contact is about the elemental universe getting a signal from mankind via the phone that I have now, or the one that mankind can construct, which should be able to be sent over there after I run consistently and eat healthily and put on muscle. I'll seize control of the visible electromagnetic radiation in the universe, in other words, and which will disable all evil UFOs, while giving me the ability to send a message over from my phone to the elemental universe's civilians' phones, where they can pick up the signal. So, and here they say that there's some kind of a plan for creating a machine. So that machine is a representation of a new phone, a new iPhone, highly advanced, that can pick up the signal of the magnetosphere, or the black hole at the center of the Earth. So, if you look at this one here, he's talking about Mayday. This is Station 31. Anybody hear me? We found something. We found something in the ice. What did we find in the ice? Or what did we find in the crystal meth? Or what did we find in the glass? All kinds of secrets. All kinds of stories. So that's what it's referring to when he says, we found something in the ice. But more specifically, it's about, mankind being taken over by a very advanced form of spiritual warfare, where your first climax as a child opens up your soul, which allows you to teleport an electron into your single atom in the spinal cord. And then over time, years and years of sinning and climaxing, you may go home one night and have one more orgasm, thinking it's safe to have one, and you'll die. Everything will just turn black. It'll just go. And then the next thing you know, you'll wake up in a dream. and we're stuck in that dream. So that's what the thing is about. It's about a shape-shifting alien that comes to Earth, and that if it leaves Antarctica, that the whole entire world can be infected in 72,000 hours. Because it can look humanoid. So, and this one here.
Want a smarter way to mop? Try the Swiffer Power Mop. An all-in-one cleaning tool with hundreds of scrubbing strips that absorb and lock dirt away for a mop and bucket clean in half the time. Swiffer Power Mop. Love it or your money back.
Okay, so and this one here, you want to know that Thor's eye is a representation of electricity, which is on the left side of creation, which is on this side here, this side. I've been using this hand the entire time with the Vision Quest because I'm right-handed, but I didn't really want to hurt this side of creation, so that's why I used this hand. But I don't know what's come of it, because obviously that had something bad because his eye is missing, right? So that's what I've been doing. I've been using this hand, but you know. They've been getting me to use the crystal meth as a form of spiritual warfare, and it really seems weird that it's like I need that stuff to develop a sex drive, because as every day I don't have an urge to have a climax like I used to when I was growing up, because I'd have like 2 or 3 a day growing up because of the rush of it. I don't have that urge to have one. It could be because I'm sober, and if I was to use this hand while sober, I could theoretically do damage to the bad guys. So that's something that I'm gonna reconsider, because I've been told that that's what needs to be done. So I'm gonna try doing that going forward. So that's what his eye is a representation of. The left hand. So in this where's it going here? Video here, Thor awakens his power. That's about my grandfather's spirit. I mean, I have to wake him up by running, right? So that eye there is connected to this here.
CQ. Oh, here. Come.
This here is the universe. So it starts out at planet Earth and then it pulls back.
W9GFO. CQ. This is W9GFO here. Come back.
So that I is the same one as Thor, and her saying CQ, CQ. This is W9GFO here. Come back. It's a representation of the good guys in the elemental universe scanning the airwaves, listening for some kind of a clue of a civilization that may have a reincarnated creator on it. They don't know I'm here, but with your help, mankind, I can get that message over to them to verify I'm the real deal, and that these morons coming over here pretending to be the real deal with their goddamn smear tape are nothing but a bunch of liars. So, in this particular scene here, she actually does get a hold of somebody.
What do I say? This is W9GFO here. Come back.
Copy W9GFO, K4WLD here.
So that's me being allowed to run, eat healthily, exercise, build muscle, do everything that needs to be done, so that I can purify every atom in my body, become an angel, which will take over, the invisible electromagnetic radiation in the universe, and allow me to send that cell phone signal from this planet into the universe over there, where they can pick it up on their cell phone technology. So when he says copy W9GFO, That's me. That's the good guys looking for, some sort of proof that, we've been reincarnated. And it's been 200,000 years, and I've never been able to send that message over to them. Because these morons keep coming over here and killing me, or they keep getting me to create a black hole. So, all I ask is that you don't do anything stupid or rash by, jumping on their bandwagon. Weigh all the facts. And remember, I'm honest. They're coming here with a tape that, smear my good name. And I'm telling you, I have a fucking problem with that tape. Because, I don't mind fucking telling you on the goddamn worldwide stage, like I'm him right now, of what I exactly said in this room with my voice. Where I do have a problem is people coming over here of me in my most intimate moments and then broadcasting that fucking tape to the world so they can claim me out to be Satan. So when they come here, make sure you tell them that this is a fucking public debate and that we're not fucking stupid of every goddamn Tom, Dick, and Harry coming to the goddamn door claiming to be the makers or the creators, especially with a smear tape. See my anger, but these guys, I know what their plan is, and it just bugs the shit out of me. So, anyhow, I don't know what this particular scene is about. So, I need to be afforded the opportunity to contact my children in the good universe to verify I'm the real deal and not those other idiots that are trying to come over here. So, this here, let's go to some. Ontario Man stumbles upon mind-boggling North Korean state TV as a representation of that good universe. Scanning the universe looking for some kind of a signal. The very same way that mankind looks for a signal. So this one here, the rebel fleet arrives to Scarabsea. That's them. If I can get the signal to them, this is about them coming to Earth. So in this particular scene, they're scanning the airwaves. And then one guy picks up a signal from Scarif, they call it. And they talk about the general going back to his ship and he's going to attack or fight, which is a representation of me fighting the bad guys if they come here looking for a fight. When I told them to come here, get down on your hands and knees, declare me the creator, don't bring that fucking tape, and, say that you want to take the 3,000-year journey. You want grandmother's plan. You don't want grandfather's plan because grandfather's plan is to create a war, to get rid of all you evil morons that don't know how to take direction. So, I don't literally mean to get down on your knees. I just mean, it'd be nice if we came here in UFO because that'd be a good olive branch. And then say, yeah, we're here because we understand that there's a chance to reconcile everything in creation back to the way it was and everyone living happily ever after forever and ever and ever, but that is going to take 3,000 years. So we're here to give our our notice of intent or a letter of interest in that plan. That's all you guys got to do, man. So, rocket science. So in the event that they come here and try to act like an idiot, this here is a representation of my fleet from the elemental universe coming here because they pick up my signal from ET phone home. And then if you add that electricity in the eye, that's a representation of me taking back my power and stealing the invisible electromagnetic radiation in the universe so that my spaceships can fly over here, which is connected to this song here, where the song is Led Zeppelin. We're talking about we'll drive our ships to new lands. That's all I remember about the lyrics. So driving their ships to new lands is about these guys coming over here, driving their ships to new lands. Because they don't know that they exist over here. Did I mention the contact one? So this one has about, this is about the elemental universe picking up that signal. One day they're going to get that signal and it'll just be like a TV broadcast on their cell phones. It'll probably be everyone will probably pick it up, and they'll just start seeing whatever's being broadcast, which I'm hoping is going to be like a, maybe a 10-minute video of mankind, a digitized video of my war machines that I want built, the UFOs. Star map of the location, which is maybe I can show you that real quick. Where's it? Let's go. This is it.
From whom? It's a star map.
No, not a map. An invitation.
From whom?
No. When you watch Prometheus, that's about me sending the invitation over to the elemental universe where they pick up my signal. Maybe, very much in the way I'm talking now, but they're not going to be able to understand what I'm saying or what mankind is saying. And that's an issue. It'll take them quite some time to learn our language. So we'd have to really communicate in, primitive ways. So the video that we send over would, have some kind of a star map, the Milky Way, and then would have my design specifications. We could probably do a mother-father video, like two creators, like stick people, being assassinated, chopped up, and put into 8 different universes, and then being rebirthed there, and then show me, and then show whoever else is the mother creator. And they would get the message. Oh, that's what we've been looking for. I guess they got reincarnated there. We can even show them, how many lives you lived here, 10 lives, that, they were wrong time 10 times. So that's what that represents. It's an invitation from the reincarnated creator to come over to mankind and shut down these stupid idiots that are going to try to come here, pretend to be the invisible man, so they can get rid of me and get another shot at, running around as little kids in Neverland for 20,000 years. Oh, you're not going to get that chance because it's Ragnarok, you fools. So, this drops to Jupiter's information regarding that story I'm telling, but I think I have enough information. Now, this one here, the radio wave, that's from the look inside from Infinite, which means the radio wave in theory could be reaching the civilization, the good guys, but they don't know, they don't know maybe who I am until recently. Like if they're watching the signal, like here on this one here, this guy starts watching the TV signal, and something piques the interest. It piques his interest. So that thing means, if they got people just scanning random videos, and they come across one of my videos here with how's that, man? Right there. So if they come across one of my videos with the those elements there, the atoms, the quarks, the soul, space, the black hole in the sun, the planet, the moon, the nuclear fusion reactor, and the microwave, they would associate that with me as being somebody of importance. So that's another thing. I theorize that they could, in theory, pick up that signal. They probably have it already. They just don't understand what's going on because I guess that's I'll do that one too then. It's not that. I said I pull it up again. So
I'm getting a reading on it.
This one here.
I wanted to wear state of my life 2 weeks ago. It was my fault.
And dating on the apps.
I've been trying some dating apps, and I'm not getting a lot of matches.
I'm taking a...
Going this ship is me, so you have to let me talk.
You're warp. He can't catch up.
Yes, he can.
That's me catching up with evil. They got their, their spaceships that rely on invisible electromagnetic radiation to fly about the universe. But my new spaceships rely on hydrogen atoms at the quantum scale to fly anywhere in the universe. And I'm going to send, we're going to send over a revised drawing with, digitized so that the guys can pick that up. It'll be on my YouTube channel because I believe that's the one that they're going to find, or that's the one that they're already watching. And when they see that video, they'll know what we want. We want UFOs with engines on them and rail guns. 3 different types of rail guns. And 11 nuclear fusion reactors so that we can, wage a war against the bad guys, plus protect ourselves against the bad guys. So when she says, he's been developing a new ship, that's me. And when he says, hell, they can't catch us, we're at warp. And she says, yes, he can. It's a representation of me catching them by using the hydrogen in the universe to fly anywhere I want. They may think, perhaps they've like locked us at the bottom of the black hole and put a seal over it, because that's basically revelation, right? So if they think that that's their plan, like trying to lock my spirit away, I don't think they considered, the hydrogen atoms as another way to get my ships over here. So if they're picking up that signal through my cell phone already, or they'll pick up the phone some way or another, they'll know that they can create those ships and fly them here using hydrogen atoms. So it's basically hinting at the fact that the bad guys had this very elaborate plan to lock me at the bottom of the black hole so that, they'll sit on top, kind of like a seal. That's what Revelation is, the Bible, right? They put them in the bottom of the pit and put a seal over top of them. Just put my spirit at the bottom of the black hole, let them fall asleep, and put a seal on them. So when he talks about, Carol, we're at warp, they can't catch up to us. He was, we're at warp, we can fly anywhere in the universe because we locked the 2 spirits away at the bottom of the black hole and all the trapped down there and they can't get out of there. That's what that means. And then she's like, yes, he can, because he's been developing a new ship that relies on hydrogen atoms to fly about. So if you think you're safe at warp, you're not. So that's what the Panther is about. Then when you hear the Chinese guy, Zulu, say, Captain, I'm receiving a message I don't understand. I think he says, that's about the good guys receiving my message through my cell phone, either now or in not so distant future, asking for those spaceships that'll fly over here using hydrogen. And then them not understanding the language that we're talking here.
He's been developing a ship that has multiple capabilities.
I'm getting a reading I don't understand.
So they're going to get a message that they don't understand. That's a representation of scanning the airways. Like, I got something finally, but I don't understand it because it's a different language. But when you see the spaceship here, that's the Enterprise, which is a representation of God's UFO, and the one that comes up behind them are going to be my UFOs. If they don't do what I'm telling them to do, which is come over here and declare me the creator, and that they want to take the 3,000-year journey to get to paradise, as opposed to starting a war. So, now, when I use this one here, like how radio waves can travel through the body, that was one of my first theories. That's how they were getting a hold of me. They were watching my cell phone through the signal that travels into my body, picking it up there. So. Oh, you know what's here too? So that blue eye is connected to the Thor one, right? Or no, where did that one go? Right here. So the blue eye that Thor has is connected to the contact, the eye where it comes out, and then behind blue eyes, which is the eye of Thor's eye is blue. I wish I pull up the lyrics for that so you can understand, because the song is about me. So, no one knows what it's like to be the bad man. That's me, because, everyone thinks I'm Satan. To be the sad man. Now there's a certain sadness that comes along with, being who I am. And then behind blue eyes, and behind that one eye, which is connected to Thor, and then the other one, I can't remember which one it was now. But anyhow, and no one knows what it's like to be hated, and to be fated to telling only lies. So, Jaden and Leia and ladies, the story that I told about, the secret crush on the photo, that may be true or it may not be true. I don't know, ladies. If it's all untrue and all four of you are like, why the hell is he saying that we have a crush on him? We never did. Those are just the way I'm connecting the dots and telling the story. So, if you never had a crush on me, if you Jaden, you Leia, you Tatum, and you Mackenzie never had a crush on me through a photo, that was the evil spirits, creating a bunch of lies, which I then tell to try to find my wife. So that's what that means. To be fated to telling only lies. So if it's a lies, ladies, just, please forgive me for the misinterpretation of the information. But it's not easy trying to, uncover the information from evil spirits that have put that information there to, confuse me. But my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours only lonely. So, my love is vengeance. That's never free. So, the vengeance here that's never free is where does it go here? This one here. So the vengeance, my love is vengeance is that's never free is the USS Vengeance, right? Catches up during war. So it's a representation of the spaceship. And my love being that spaceship. But if it's never free, that's never free. There, it's a representation of me dying in a black hole, or the morons coming over here pretending to be the invisible man, and then them getting rid of me because I'm not afforded the opportunity to run to get my message over to my other children who can verify I'm the real deal. And once they verify I'm the real deal, I'll be free. So, and then my love will be spaceships like the Star Trek Vengeance, so that mankind can wage war against these, I believe the last video I said was the AI. She's the real troublemaker here. So we will just get rid of the robots and keep the men, or keep the your evil civilizations, because I'm not going to get what I want if I'm threatening war against your homeworlds, man. So it doesn't make sense. So by enlisting the help, your help and the help of your homeworlds, we can all take that 3,000 year journey together, minus the AI, because she's the troublemaker. As far as I can tell, but then again, it could be the evil spirits, manipulating the situation so that they can have sex with me to reveal a little bit more information, which is what you're learning. And by that, it's not necessarily the AI's fault that she didn't show up here with UFOs. It's the spirit's fault. So I just gotta play it by ear. I mean, if they come here acting like assholes, I know that they want a war. So, this could also mean here, like, but my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience used to be. That's a representation of my grandfather's spirit falling asleep, or the grandmother's spirit falling asleep. I have hours only lonely, meaning I have hours to run. Like we're talking like 300 hours I basically got to run. That's an entire year or more that I have to run. Only lonely, meaning nobody wants to get with me because they don't like the spiritual warfare that I did. So I'm only lonely by running by myself. But if I'm running by myself, evil, that means that love games is a go. Meaning, I have to choose from one of the candidates, or get my spaceships here so that I can go search in the universe for either Sherry or Jaden or Leia or some other creator that I may not know about. So my dreams, they aren't as empty as my conscience seems to be. I have hours to run, only lonely. My love is vengeance. So, if my love is vengeance, it's referring to that spaceship, the Vengeance from Star Trek, traveling on the visible electromagnetic radiation wave. And if that's my love, that means that's the grandmother. She must still be there. Like I'm assuming there's probably the evil grandmother and the good grandmother on the same line. She's never free. She's never free because the bad guys get me to, wage spiritual warfare all the time and don't afford me the opportunity to run, to purify myself. So, lots of information in that song as we taken in. And you probably forgot all about everything I just said already. No, let's go look at this one. Okay, there's a particular scene here where where is this? There we go. Okay, so here it says phone, and then it says bell above it. So, the phone is like a representation of ET phone home, because that's an extraterrestrial. ET phone home. The bell is a representation of grandmother, because she's like a belle, which is a BELLE in the community, or a beautiful woman. So a third interpretation is that the signal from my phone could ride the visible electromagnetic radiation over to the elemental universe, where they could pick it up as a video or potentially is sound, but without the screen. So imagine getting a signal where you can hear people talking, but you can't see what they're talking about. It'd be very hard for people to understand what's going on with that. However, if you were to get the screen and see what's on the screen, but no sound, it'd be the same. You wouldn't understand what people are saying, but you could get a better understanding of what's going on. So that's what the phone and the bell is a representation of. So this alien here, that's who I'm trying to contact. But they also take on the representation of the invisible man. So what they're waiting here for, this is a prophecy. So they're waiting for me to use my phone to contact the lawyers to read the book that I've uploaded to Facebook, so that I can prove we're the creators to prevent Jada from becoming pregnant, which will cause a black hole. And when that happens, and the story begins to go viral, and people will, oh no, the end is here. Did you hear Native Americans creator supposedly? What? He's the Antichrist. He's got to be the Antichrist. These are end times. So it'll start up that kind of stuff, right? So when that happens, guess who's going to come sailing down out of the sky? These guys. More than likely, what they're waiting for is they're waiting for people to pray. Because they want to create the illusion that, as a higher species of people living in the brain, they can hear your thoughts, basically. That's what they're going to tell you. Oh, we heard you. Yeah, that's why we're here. We heard that you needed help down here. That there's some guy that you fear is the Antichrist. So we heard your prayers. We're here. So that's me. So when he says now deservedly this easy chair, it's a representation of me getting the electric chair when the aliens arrive pretending to be your mommy and daddy. Because when he bends down, that there is God and his wife coming here pretending to be the mother, father of all creation, when they're not. I am, as the Alpha and Omega. So this is a prophecy. So again, the connection with the phone and the bell means I need time to send a message over there. Which means don't drop a nuke on me, don't shoot me with a bullet, and don't blow me up with a crazy bomb. And don't help these guys get rid of me, because all they need to do is run, eat healthy, build muscle, and watch out, man, because when that happens, I'll get that message over to that universe, and I gotta see some serious shit. So, you may want to watch this a couple times. Like when you see that there and he bends down, typically what I like to do is I'll do my double take. I'll double take back like that. So when you see a bend over like that, do your double take and then watch it again and do it again. So, they're off to find the hero of the day. That hero of the day is, it's me in terms of trying to prevent the black hole, trying to change our society, and trying to get a message over to the parallel universe. But at the same time, the hero of the day is, the good guys. But you'll notice that they're on a game show here, and there's 3 spots. The hero of the day is the $6 billion that I've set aside for 3 people to claim, and all you gotta do is tell your story. And that makes you the hero of the day. So when my book begins to go viral and you hear some nonsense about me being the Antichrist, it'd be nice if you stepped up to the plate and started telling your story so that it can shut that shit down and it can prevent these guys from coming over here pretending to be somebody they're not. So that phone is right here. So I'm gonna phone these guys and tell them, read my story, and hopefully that sets in a set of events that allows me to save the day. Oh, was one more thing I wanted to mention here. But we're already at 40 minutes. So anyhow, we'll go right here.
With every challenge comes a chance to build better. Stronger. Our plan is to create jobs. Build a
in rooms for an invisible dot.
So he's looking for an invisible dot in these rooms here, right? That invisible dot is you, Jaden, because well, her grandmother's name is Dorothy Dot Solomon. That's her nickname, Dot. Dorothy Dot Solomon. So this invisible dot is a representation of Jaden. And me trying to find, my wife and like a needle in a haystack. So however, there's also associations with that dot being like www dot whatever, right? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be associated with Dorothy. It can be associated with www, meaning vein, Jaden's vein, Leia's vein, Tatum's vein. But dot, perhaps Mackenzie's not vein. Maybe she could, see being with me. That is if if the story I said earlier was true about the four crushes all being the same. Because I don't know, ladies. So, the www dot could also be a representation of Sherry, because of how do I put this? The W is connected to Cassiopeia, which is it's like a W in the sky, which is connected to a vain queen, which means the AI, who's very vain, and the evil grandmother, who's very vain. So the W is a representation of grandmother, mother, and daughter. Grandmother, mother, and daughter. Three W's. And somebody putting them in the sky. Who would put the grandmother, mother, and daughter in the sky? I'm telling you, they could have come here and abducted Cherry as a child and took her up to the brain universe and deatomized her. She could be up there. That's what the www represents. Cassiopeia. Somebody putting my wife in the sky, which is the brain universe. That was always my number one story, but then I went down this road and found a bunch of other clues pointing me in all different other directions. So it could also be applied to, Jaden. They could have abducted her too a long time ago. And now she's up there in the sky. Or it could be Leia. Because I just recently learned that perhaps maybe, she could be the mother. So there's so many conflicting, confusing stories. So that's what the dot also represents. It's not always about, Dorothy Dot Solomon. It could be about www dot. Or it could be about dot brake fluid. Dot 3 brake fluid. You guys, I know about that, right? Dot brake fluid. Yeah, so this is dot brake fluid is a hydraulic fluid classified by the Department of Transportation. 34551. So the dot brake fluid can be a representation of a dinosaur, because it's made from dinosaur products. And it can also be a representation of an engine, because it gets put in the car engine, which can be a representation of a Native American. So it could be I'm looking for a Native American creator and not celebrities like Charlotte, Alma, and Olivia Rodrigo and Tate McRae. Means I may have to take those ladies off the list. I'm more than likely going to have to stick into my close knit circle of family, which is the Three Fires Confederacy. So that's also what the dot represents. It's a representation of me getting shot down left, right, and center, and having to find a new creator.
Round in rooms for an invisible dot.
You took
The dot back to the main screen, and that's when you found the first Easter egg ever put in a video game. The creator's name.
Jaden Solomon, because of Dorothy Dot Solomon. However, it could be Sherry Cameron because of www dot. Or it could be somebody I haven't met yet. Because I only got 4 ladies on the list. Oh, Sherry and Minotman, that's 6. I got 6, so I may have to go do some more searching. That's also what the dot represents, and the new creator being introduced from whoever it may be. So, anyhow, I think that's all my stories here. Oh, one more. The invisible dot. If it's connected to you, Jaden, it's like trying to find a needle in a haystack. Because if the crush story is true, and I was, your first climax, I have to find that first climax, basically. It's like an invisible dot. That's what it represents. Because if I connect to that climax by having one of my own, that'll connect us as spirits together, because you've infected my spirit with your orgasm sin, and then if I affect your spirit with my orgasm sin, then we're connected as creators. So that's another meaning of finding the invisible dot, meaning, if I can find that climax, the correct one, and purify myself of the sin, I'd basically be connected to her spirit, which, that might be what needs to happen to get me to, when I start running, going forward, basically rewinding the atoms in her body, or purifying the atoms in her body, because I'm connected to her spirit in her body, because I gave her spirit a dream of a dream that she gave to me when however old she was. Which means, if that's the case, theoretically, I might be able to avert that black hole. In the event that I can't save the day, well then, if she does become pregnant, my exercising, having, connected with her spirit in a way that's, different, means perhaps I could, resurrect her grandmother's spirit if her grandmother's one doesn't sleep, or rewind her atoms enough to, take some of the sin away that, I bestowed upon her over, the course of the vision quest. So that's just, that's really reaching for information, but it's logical, it's practical, and it's plausible evil. So remember that, evil. Because you were the guys who are the ones that are trying to get me to stop. They continually, tell me I'm going to die, or they tell me, this is going to happen, or that's going to happen, if I continue to use the drugs in the spiritual warfare. But all this information that you're learning is a result of doing the drugs and spiritual warfare. So something positive came out of a negative. Not to mention, the two aspects of me. So there's one that's, always been me, always will be me, and has never changed. And then there's, when I get high on that stuff, there's a change. And that person becomes Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde. And it becomes a cop, does an investigation. And then once the investigation's over, that aspect of him is gone. And I revert back to the old me. So remember that. In case I can't, prevent these dummies from, uploading their goddamn smear tape to the web to tarnish my good name.